Hi, my name is Anthony from bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com. In this video we will explore what the first lesson should be if you want to start getting into playing blues solos. So I will demonstrate what we will learn in this lesson first, and then I'll go over it each step of the way. Alright, and learning your very first blues guitar solo can be really exciting, and especially since if you're just starting out, it's a bit of a technicality to get your fingers around scales. It's a good idea to start on just one scale like I did now. So I played this whole simple blues solo on the high E string. I will explain which notes I played. So I played the A note here on the 5th fret on the high E string. Then we're going to play also the C note on the same string, the high E string. And we're going to do the same with the D note, the E note. And if you want, you can also play the G note over here at the 15th fret, or one octave lower, we can use the same G note over here at the 3rd fret. And if you play those notes, we are playing a very popular scale in blues guitar playing. The name of the scale isn't what's most important if you're just starting out, but it's the A minor pentatonic scale if you really want to know it. And this minor pentatonic scale is key in learning because all the great blues guitarists have used it, from Albert King to Stevie Ray Vaughan to modern day blues guitar heroes also. And because we're just playing it on one string, it's very good practice to get your ear around making licks and creating certain sentences. And we call this in music phrasing. And phrasing is like the word describes from the French word une phrase. We have the phrases that we're building here. So we have different sentences, and I played one very popular simple blues lick in the beginning of the solo. It's like this. I just play 4 notes. I start out with the A note, then I played the C note twice, and then I'll go back to the A note. So it's a really simple lick, but it's very popular and it sounds good. And you can see that on the C note I use this. It's really popular to use this over different notes, but especially on the C note in the A minor pentatonic scale, it's a really popular choice to use this little blues bend, it's called. And we can of course change the order of the notes of this blues lick. We can go for the C note first and then go for the A note, or do it any different way we see fit. To make things more exciting to practice, I would encourage you to go into backing tracks and to look up different backing tracks. You can find backing track CDs, you can find playlists, but on YouTube there are lots of them also. So if you just type into your YouTube search bar backing track blues and then the name of the key, which is the A, the key of A, and we call this a blues and A. So if you just Google or search on YouTube backing track blues and A, we can find a lot of blues backing tracks, because chances are that you haven't started building up your rhythm chops yet, and if you do, it's really good. You're doing great by learning rhythm as well, and not only focusing on lead guitar playing. If you're just starting out, chances are you haven't focused on rhythm, but if you do, you can record your own backing tracks using a loop station or just your smartphone. And this was the example that I played earlier. So this is a backing track that I recorded myself on my loop station, so it's even more beneficial for your playing to record it yourself. But in the beginning, it's okay, it's perfectly fine to use all sorts of backing tracks. Even the first years you're playing, you can just use backing tracks you find online instead of making your own using loop, smartphone, or DAW like GarageBand and stuff. But this is more complex, so I would encourage you to find backing tracks online. Just play them, just make sure they're in the key of A to use these notes, and then play these licks over the backing track. So we have this little blues band here, and then I use also this technique. It's called a slide, and it's one of the easier techniques to get into. So here I slid into the E note starting from the D note. So it's you fret the D note, then you hit the string with the pick, and then you slide to the E note. So it's the 10th fret to the 12th fret. So you don't hit it again once your finger plays the 12th fret. But we need to do it with some force and apply some force to the string, so the string remains vibrant when we go over here at the 12th fret. So this is a really cool exercise to get into. It's a cool technique, not that hard to get into. We can also slide into notes that aren't in our scale, like this G sharp note found here at the 4th fret. We can slide into the 5th fret and to the A note, which is in the scale. And then we have things like this happening. So we don't want to sound like this. We want to slide into the A note that is in the scale really quickly. So here's another example of what we've covered here over the backing track. And you can try to follow along with what is happening, and then of course try it out for yourself. So you can experiment with it. The most important part when learning to phrase and improvise is to just have fun and experiment a lot. Think of the musicians that lived in the 60s and they were very creative, and they didn't really try to hold on to patterns, or they were trying to find their own patterns. So if you're getting into improvisation and phrasing, really experimentation is key and creativity is key. So try to get into the open-minded mind space that kids often have, and try to be creative with this. And if you like this video, subscribe to the channel so you get all the newest YouTube videos straight to your YouTube home feed. And also check out the website at bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com. There are a lot of free resources that you can download there, like a fully free blues guitar ebook on how to play rhythm guitar like the Blues Masters. And I'll see you there.